Welcome to the Super Bowl betting preview of Ron Nick's Rundown. I'm doing this solo. Nick is definitely out and about, taking care of his assignments and everything like that. But I'm here to tell you guys what you can do today on the biggest sports day of the year. Definitely, you can make tons of money, as you can tell on the TV. That's supposed to be falling money in the background. Hope you can tell that's exactly what that is. But yes, this is obviously the best betting day of the year, and it is a great day to bet because, like I said, it's the biggest game, Rams and Bengals at SoFi Stadium tonight. Game at 6:30 on NBC and streaming on Peacock. And as you can see in that graphic, the Bengals are the 4.5-point underdog, and I don't know why. The Rams are the road team in this game. Obviously, the Rams are obviously the home team since the game is in their stadium, but the Bengals are a home team. But whatever. But 4.5-point favorites. I personally feel like the game is going to come down to this. It will come down to their Rams and Bengals run game, and also the defenses, the defensive front of both the Bengals and the Rams. Whose offensive line is going to be better, and whose run game will be better. That's exactly what I'm looking for in this game. Far as I'm concerned, I think far as defensively, I think the Rams defensive front will be better. I mean, Aaron Donald and Von Miller in that defensive front seven, it is going to be very tough for Joe Burrow. But as far as Joe Burrow is concerned, if I had a quarterback to depend on as far as their legs to run it in and out of the pocket, it would definitely be Joe Burrow for sure. Definitely not Matthew Stafford. But I will say this, as far as the Bengals defensive front, they can definitely get after the quarterback. You can ask Patrick Mahomes that in the AFC Championship game with Trey Hendrickson doing amazing, and this defensive front doing an amazing job getting after Patrick Mahomes in the second, especially in the second half. But also that was in part of Patrick Mahomes holding on the ball for too long. As far as both run games are concerned, I definitely like Joe Mixon and Cam Akers both making a good impact for this game. But it's just, like I said, depends on whose offensive line will be better. I think Cam Akers will make a big impact in this game. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as that 4.5, I'm sticking with that plus 4.5 because I just want to see at least a good game. That's a very tricky number, but I definitely want to see that the Bengals there at a 4.5. But I don't know, like I said, now far as money line and over-unders are concerned, the money line for this game, the Rams are minus 2.5, Bengals plus 172, and the over-under is 48.5. Far as the over 48.5, no, I'm not going to go 48 over. I'm going slightly under. I think it will barely make 48.5, at least barely make that number. I don't think we will get anything higher than 49 today in this game. As far as the Rams and the Bengals, that money line is a very tricky line. I would not do a money line for minus 2.5 for the Rams, just because you won't get much value out of that number. As far as money lines, I would absolutely ignore that for this game. As far as I'm concerned, like I said, over-under would probably be a more decent value and point spreads. But as far as the money line, I would not do that whatsoever, unless you're picking the Bengals. As far as touchdowns are concerned, the first touchdown score, I definitely see some good value there. Cooper Kupp at plus 490. You can't go wrong with that. If you bet $100, you'll get at least $490. Cam Akers is another good one, plus 700. Joe Mixon at plus 750. Jamar Chase at plus 850, and of course Odell Beckham Jr. is at plus 850. So great value I definitely saw as far as. Hold on, give me 1 second. There we go. I lock my stuff back in. You can definitely get at least a good value for Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. If they at least rush for a touchdown, you can get at least a much higher value there. T. Higgins and everybody else, you can at least get a 4-figure value if they rush. For Stafford and Burrow. If they rush for a touchdown, you could definitely get a good 4-figure value out of that, as well as some of the receivers and other players in this game. Now, if you decide to do any touchdown score, the value will not be big. Will definitely, as you can see, the value is not that much. It'll definitely go down slightly, but it's a much safer pick. Obviously, as you can see, Cooper Kupp at minus 160, Mixon at plus 100, and Akers at plus 110, and you can pretty much see there. So if you want to do any touchdown score, the value will definitely be much lower there. But like I said, it definitely is a lot better. Like I said, it's a much safer pick. But as far as I'm concerned, the first touchdown score is definitely much better and definitely much higher in this case. As far as the 2 touchdown scores are concerned,